Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Cole. It's Sunday afternoon, November 27th. After having taken a week off, we're now ready for week 14 in Political Science 3753, Constitutional Law, for the fall term. Trust everybody had a good Thanksgiving break. Everybody, let me mention just a couple of things. I haven't heard from many people about a term paper. Remember, you don't have to do a term paper, but you will want to do one if you want to be on the A track for the course. That will perhaps be important to some students and not others. But again, that's what's laid down in the syllabus. You have to submit a term paper in order to be eligible for an A in the course. Otherwise, the best you can do is a B, which is okay if you're okay with that. But you may or may not be. A list of Supreme Court cases went out several weeks ago, earlier in the term, suggested topics for a term paper. So if you're looking at doing that, please contact me as soon as possible. Or it's always best to avoid leaving that kind of thing to the last minute if you possibly can. I'd be happy to correspond by email through the course website or at my OPSU email address with anybody about the work they might be thinking of doing on the term paper due in a couple of weeks. Remember, everybody, grades are due for the end of the term 3 weeks from today, Sunday, December 18th. So you have about 2.5 weeks to get a paper together and turn it in. Now, for the rest of the term, what we have left on the syllabus is equal protection issues, which are 14th Amendment related issues by and large, the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, that almost always involves race relations, racial discrimination. You have 3 sets of class notes instead of 2. We'll do the last one, Lecture 27, next week. It's on the syllabus for the last week of school. Okay. For this week, we have 26 and 27. What we do in those notes is we try to go back to the beginning as far as we can to look at the situation before the Civil War, the establishment of the practice of slavery in the American colonies that would become the United States. Then eventually the run-up to the Civil War, the Dred Scott case, the addition of 3 constitutional amendments, the 13th, 14th, and 15th, after the Civil War, then the effort to break down Jim Crow and segregation in the United States that were established after Reconstruction came to an end. First, there was the Plessy versus Ferguson case in 1896. Then that was overturned as the United States began to make a determined effort to end segregation in public education and other activities with the Brown versus Board of Education decision in the 1950s. So that's the subject matter for both, the class notes for both Lecture 25 and 26. Now, the biggest sore spot in equal protection issues in constitutional law would be the affirmative action issue. And we don't take that up until the class notes for Lecture 27 that are on the syllabus for next week. We have given you an assignment for a discussion this week and a quiz next week. You have 2 fairly lengthy articles to read, one for the discussion and one for the quiz. Okay. The discussion will take place this Thursday through Saturday, the 1st through the 3rd, and the quiz will be the following week on Tuesday the 6th, as we begin to get ready for the final exam and the term papers. Okay. The subject matter for the discussion is an article published a couple of years ago in the New York Times Magazine by feature writer J. Caspian Kang. Notice the focus of this lengthy essay and report is the treatment of students of Asian descent, very often Chinese American students, Asian American, in the college admissions process, especially to the more prestigious elite universities. There are 2 related cases before the Supreme Court right now. They've already been argued, and we expect they'll be decided and the opinion will be issued by June or July of 2023. These are the cases brought by the Students for Fair Admissions organization against Harvard University and the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Those cases were argued orally on October 31st. And the decision is expected, as in many sensitive cases, at the end of the Supreme Court's term. Okay. You'll see more about that in the class notes for Lecture 27, which are on the syllabus for next week. But we do need to get a discussion in as well as a quiz. We'll do the discussion at the end of this week. The quiz next week. You have one article to read for the discussion and one for the quiz. So the discussion will take place Thursday through Saturday, the 1st through the 3rd. The procedure will be the same as in the past. Do the reading, post once, and then at least once more in response to a classmate by the end of the day, by midnight Saturday the 3rd. All right, so that's what we've got on equal protection. We'll have a bit more to say about it a week from now this time. Please contact me about term papers if you're interested in doing one. And we hope you will take part in the discussion Thursday through Saturday. Study hard, take it easy, get back into the swing of things after Thanksgiving break. And we'll talk to you again once again a week from now at this time.